Over the next decade or so my shop produced a lot of cornice and molding planes for house carpenters, joiners and cabinet makers. I was also building many custom-ordered planes, sometimes using exotic woods. And a few musical instrument makers asked me to make threaded clamps for them. By this time, people were wanting larger houses, and with that came bigger windows. Building larger and wider window sash required two-piece specialty planes, and my design for this type plane had already evolved over a handful of years. The two sides of the double sash plane required width adjustments, and keeping those sides fixed in parallel was the challenge. Early on everyone was using spacers between the two sides, but I just knew there had to be a better way. My brother Michael, he's now the mayor of Lancaster, but he was the guy that used to make spinning wheels and great wheels a few blocks north on Queen Street. Michael taught me to turn wooden knobs and build screw boxes when I first got started in plane making, and now I'm using those turning skills to engineer a new design for double sash planes. The screw boxes help me make the threaded screw arms, and they will be passing through both sides of a threaded plane body. There's really more to it than that, but no one else was using this method. I'll also be able to use exactly the same design for a new generation of my plow planes. It was in 1838 that I had my second patent approved for the invention of these improved screw arms. Life went on with the family, and the plane shop was always busy. It took me a number of years to better understand another design flaw with wooden bench planes. With those that were heavily used, like smoothers, jacks and jointers, the mouth of the plane would get larger with use, especially when the owner would flatten the sole. It also happened with miter planes and panel raisers, so once I wrapped my arms around the problem, the fix was universal. One day after breakfast I went to the shop and modified one of my jack planes and screwed down an extra wedge below the cutter. And I still needed the original wedge on top of the cutter to lock it in place, but this new geometry in the mouth allowed me to keep it closed as the plane aged. I applied and was awarded my third patent for this double wedge invention in 1849. Word traveled that I could take another planemaker's plane and modify it with my new patent. Soon I was seeing requests from all over, and this provided extra work for the boys in the shop.